My Weird School Fast Facts. Space, Humans, and Farts. Written by Dan Gutman. Pictures by Jim Pellot. Chapter 3. Far Out. Our Solar System. A solar system is made up of a star, like our sun, and all the planets and other bodies that orbit around it. I'll let Asia and Andrea give you some fast facts about the solar system. Did you know that we live inside the sun? It's true. The sun itself is a huge hot ball of light, 93 million miles away. But actually, the sun's outer atmosphere extends far beyond its surface. The Earth orbits around the sun inside this outer atmosphere. If the Earth was much closer to the sun, it would be too hot to support life. If it was much farther away, it would be too cold to support life. So it's lucky that we're right in the middle of hot and cold. Remember the story of Goldilocks and the 3 bears? Goldilocks tastes the first bowl of porridge and says it's too hot. She finds the next bowl and says it's too cold. But she finds the third one and says it's just right. That's why scientists say we live in the Goldilocks zone. Every time the Earth spins around, it's one day. That's 24 hours. And every time it makes an orbit around the sun, it's 1 year, 365 days. But actually, it takes 365 plus a quarter of a day to go around the sun. To correct for that, every 4 years, at the end of February, we add 1 leap day to the year. So if your birthday is February 29th, you only get a birthday every 4 years. Na boo boo on you. The Earth is not straight up and down. It's tilted a little. That's why we have seasons. As the Earth moves around the sun during the year, some parts get more direct sunlight than other parts. When the northern parts of the planet, like North America, where our school is, are tilted toward the sun, it's summer here. When we're tilted away from the sun, it's winter. The longest day of the year, at least in the northern hemisphere, always falls between June 20th and 22nd. That's the summer solstice, and it's the first day of summer. The shortest day of the year is between December 20th and 23rd. That's called the winter solstice, and it's the first day of winter. Comets, asteroids, meteoroids, meteors, and meteorites are part of the solar system too. What's the difference between all those things? I thought you'd never ask. A comet is an object in outer space that orbits the sun and is made of ice, dust, and rocks. It has a long, bright tail. An asteroid is a lot like a comet, but it's made mostly out of metal and doesn't have a tail. A meteoroid is a small body that moves in the solar system. If it enters the Earth's atmosphere, it's called a meteor. If it hits the ground, it's called a meteorite. And if it hits your house, I hope you won't be home. The other planets that make up our solar system are interesting too. Here are a few fast facts about each one. Mercury. Even though it's the closest planet to the sun, scientists think there might be ice inside the craters on its north and south poles. Venus. It rotates in the opposite direction of all the other planets. It also spins very slowly, so So a day on Venus is longer than a year on Venus. That must be weird. Mars. Olympus Mons on Mars is the biggest volcano in the solar system. It's 3 times as tall as Mount Everest. Jupiter. It has wild winds that blow its thick red, orange, brown, and white clouds around. The winds also move Jupiter's great red spot, a huge storm that's lasted for 350 years. The storm is more than 3 times the size of Earth. Saturn. A year on Saturn lasts more than 29 Earth years. But a day on Saturn lasts only 10 hours and 33 minutes. That's weird. Also, Saturn is the only planet in our solar system that's less dense than water. So if you could build a giant bathtub, Saturn would float in it. Neptune. If you like sailing or windsurfing, you should go to Neptune. It has the strongest winds in the solar system. They move as fast as 1,500 miles per hour. On second thought, maybe you shouldn't go there. Uranus. All the other planets spin around like tops, but Uranus spins the other way, like a ball rolling down a hill. So the North Pole or South Pole is usually pointed toward the sun. If you could stand on the North Pole of Uranus, you would see the sun rise in the sky and circle around for 42 years. Then it would dip down below the horizon, and you would be sitting in the dark for 42 years. Plus, it's called Uranus. Pluto. It used to be a planet. Then it got demoted to a dwarf planet. Oh snap, in Pluto's face. When someone or something gets demoted, we say it got Plutoed. Okay, let's go back down to Earth now and talk about the nitty-gritty of science.